This is Web 2.0. I'm Greg Hill. This week we're talking Twitter. For those of you already using Twitter, I'll get into some more of the advanced uses later in the episode. But if you aren't using Twitter, here's what you need to know to get started. Twitter is a microblog, meaning your posts are limited to 140 characters or less. It enables its users to send and read other users' updates, known as tweets. The people you share information with are called followers. They are typically notified that you are following them, and they have the option of following you back. It's quick, mobile, and very easy to use network for sharing of information. It is also, according to Compete.com, the third largest social networking site in the world with approximately 6 million users and 55 million monthly visitors. So that's the basics. Let's get started. If you don't have a Twitter account, visit www.twitter.com and create your account. You can pause this video here and then come back later if you wish. Once your account is created, it's time to start following people. If you selected the option of having Twitter give you a few people to get started, you likely already have a few posts waiting for you. This is good to see what others are posting and to get familiar with Twitter. Just don't expect them to follow you back. These are typically celebrities and major news sites with thousands of followers. But you can visit some local Topeka Twitter users and follow us. My Twitter name is Topeka Greg. You can also look through the people I follow and follow them as well. You can use the search feature and look for specific terms you are interested in. I began using Twitter while training for a marathon last year. So a search for runner, marathon, or training, for example, might help you find other runners from around the world. Soon, others will begin to follow you back, and new ones will come along. Your network will slowly begin to grow. While you might be excited to get started, some are skeptical of users who follow a lot of people but aren't followed by many. Oftentimes, these are either spammers or marketers. They might follow thousands of people, but only be followed by a few dozen. Try and keep your follower to following ratio to about 1 to 1, or if anything, try and have more followers than people you follow. If you are concerned, you can always unfollow people later on to get that ratio back in line. So what do you post? The general rule is anything you want. Many posts are as seemingly mundane as, I'm going to the grocery store to pick up some chicken for dinner. Others post on what they are doing throughout their day. Some tweet about their businesses, some about their children, and some only when they feel it is important enough to share. Bottom line, you can use Twitter as often or as little as you wish. The great thing about Twitter is that before you ever leave that grocery store, someone you've never met might have sent you a link to a recipe for the best Italian chicken dish you've ever made. News media will send out breaking news stories along with teasers for their upcoming newscasts. Civic organizations will post news about their clubs. People will post what they are doing and what their interests are. It's a great way to gather information about what is going on in this world around us. Once you start using Twitter, you'll find that its power is taking it with you. Twitter is mobile, so you can use your mobile phone to post messages from wherever you are. Services like TwitPic allow you to post photos directly to your Twitter account. The first image of the jet that landed in the Hudson River was shared using TwitPic. Other tools allow you to shoot live streaming video from your phone and send a Twitter announcement so others can watch what you are filming live. There are many other Twitter uses and applications that allow you to share its content through Twitter. I talked earlier about how the media is using Twitter. Follow CNN iReport. If you see breaking news stories, share it on Twitter, and you might just wind up on CNN. The local news media uses Twitter, and if you are an organization that might on occasion send a news release, consider Twitter as a way of keeping the media informed of what your organization is doing on a much more frequent basis. David Lee King of the Topeka Shawnee County Public Library recently found out how quickly a story can circle the world thanks to Twitter. While posting on the recent decision of the library to restrict certain books about human sexuality, the topic rose to the 7th highest trend in Twitter in the entire world. The following day, the story appeared in the USA Today, the International Herald Tribune, and the Taipei Times.
I was one of 4 or 5 people, I think, tweeting at the meeting. I noticed people are responding to me, so they were following. I was doing it primarily to share what was going on because it was of interest to other librarians that follow my tweets, and they started responding. And about an hour into the meeting, we had trended on Twitter. So that means we were using what's called a hashtag, which is a type of tag. And that tag got hot enough, popular enough, that it was the 7th most popular trend at that time in Twitter. So a lot of people were following it. It was quite interesting. partially because of those tweets, and also partially just because of the hotness, the interest in the topic. We hit international newspapers. We were apparently on CNN for a time. It's quite interesting. And I should say, this is another way I use Twitter for the library. I use it for listening a lot. Mm-hmm. So right now I'm following, using a third-party application called TweetDeck. I follow searches in Twitter. So I follow Topeka, I follow Topeka Library, TSCPL, those types of things. And just, I use it to hear what other area Twitter users are saying about the library and about Topeka. So sometimes I'll respond to them as myself. And then I have it running all day long just to follow other librarians and other emerging trend social media types that I interact with for my job.
Well, thank you very much, David, for that. So how are you using Twitter? Let me know how you or your organization is using Twitter, and I'll follow up in a few weeks with another story. Next week I'll be talking Facebook and some of the changes they are making to its service. I'll see you then. In the meantime, check out Twitter and let me know what you think about the new video blog. I'll see you next week.